There you are, still standing, or sitting while you watch this video. You know, after all you've been through, you're still standing. You've been working at this for a long time, maybe years. You've had more challenges than you can remember, more setbacks, more disappointments, more resistance than you could expect and even tell about. And yet, your dream didn't die. To the contrary, your vision, your idea has become sharper, it's burned hotter, and it's now within reach. The reality of these unexpected problems and unsuccessful strategies, unfunded promises, unfaithful friends have left you bruised and tired and close to quitting many times, maybe even today. But you haven't quit. You took a day or a week or a month and you pondered the deeper things of life. You wondered why. You looked for someone else to take the lead. You looked around. No one did. You fantasized about going back to a simpler life as a bus driver or a rancher or a bartender. But you didn't give up. You couldn't. Why? Why haven't you tossed in the towel? By the way, that's a decision that's not reserved for the fighter, but for the trainer. Let me challenge you to take stock and to actually answer that question. Why are you still standing? Live with that question for a while. Maybe you'll be just surprised by what you discovered. Permit me, if I can, to guide you to explore this idea. First, you're not doing this for money. Money's nice. Well, we can all agree about that because we've all had it and we've all not had it. But that's not why you're still standing. That's not why you do it. If you were all about that ever-increasing paycheck, you probably wouldn't even have clicked on this video. You know full well that you can earn money in a whole lot of other ways that are much easier than what you're doing right now. So getting money doesn't quench your thirst. It doesn't sate your appetite. So it's not for the money. Second, you aren't still in this for the fame, right? It's nice to be recognized, but you learn very early on that being truly known, truly understood and appreciated, and even loved by a few far outweighs the fleeting and fickle fun of momentary fame. Third, you're not in this adventure and still standing because you're good at it. It's obvious to all of us when we watch you. You have a lot of natural talents. You have sharp wit, keen intellect, sparkling personality. And those all come easily to you, naturally to you, smoothly to you. But no, that's not why you're still standing. You're not in this because you like that smooth, effortless path. You don't deliberately choose the hard path either, just for the sake of doing things the hard way. But when you look back, everything you've done has been hard, nearly impossible at first. And then perhaps it remained that way for a very long time. So no, you don't do this just because you're always in your sweet spot and it's easy and comes naturally to you. That's not why you do it. Why are you still standing? Why are you still engaged if you're not in it? For the ease or the fortune or the fame or other reasons like that. After some time of thinking about it, you may arrive at the terrifyingly simple realization that generations of transformational leaders have arrived at before you. You're compelled. In a frustrated season, you may have exclaimed out loud, where anyone could hear. Well, what else would I even do? But it's actually deeper than that. You're not trapped because you don't have options. You're compelled. Something inside you has always said, it's you. It's as though that inner voice has a happy, smiling, radiant face and a gentle tone that relentlessly nudges you. It's you. It's this. It's now. Keep going. And so you do. You get up, you drink a cup of dark, hot coffee, take a deep breath, you reset your emotional boots, and you get back in the fight. You can't quit. Thank you. Because of your leadership, we're better off. Because you keep going, we avoid unseen disaster. And we capture an unexpected opportunity, and we rise out of poverty just a little bit more. And since you haven't given up, our future is better than it would have been. Our children are healthier than they would have been. Our society is just a little less toxic, and our souls are a little less afraid. Thank you for not giving up. And we'll never know that all these things happened because you and your team did not give up. We'll never see your name in lights. We'll never watch a blockbuster movie about you, and we'll never sing a hymn written about you, or maybe not even by you. But you led us nonetheless. This bourbon is some Old Forester 1910 Old Fine Whiskey, and it is all of that, old and fine. It's called Old Fine Whiskey, Old Forester 1910, because back in 1910, way back in the day, a fire nearly destroyed the Old Forester Company. A few of the barrels were saved from the fire just in time, and then the bourbon was poured into undamaged casks to continue their aging process. The result of that bourbon that had survived that fire was amazing. And this glass that I'm enjoying right now is built upon that same accidental wisdom of a few people who started their adventure way back in 1897, and they just didn't give up. They couldn't. And now, and if you get a bottle of this, we get to enjoy the fruit of their labor. I know, bourbon's just a drink, and your work is not quite as trivial or insignificant as bourbon. Well, for those of you who love bourbon like I do, to think of bourbon as trivial or insignificant feels like sacrilege, but you know what I mean. Compared to the larger things of life, your life isn't about bourbon. But you are compelled, just like they were, maybe even more. So sipping this wonderful drink makes me think of you. It's the same with you, isn't it? You may be blackened by the smoke of adversity, sweaty with disappointment, bruised from hard work, tearful from loss, but you haven't quit. You're still leading. You're still living. You're still laughing. You're still loving. And you will be tomorrow too. Why are you still standing? Because you have to. Here's to you.